Can anybody hear me? 1, 2, test. 1, 2, test. Okay, I think we are good. Okay. This is very different tonight that I'm doing this. We are tracking her tropical storm Beryl as it nears Texas. This is live on Sunday, by the way, at 8:30 tonight Pacific time. And what we have is a very dense or some exploding thunderstorms, hot towers we call them, rotating around the circulation. We can see where an eye might be trying to peek out there briefly on infrared. We don't have a closed ring of deep convection though, but what we do have is this burstiness of thunderstorms, which soon will become a hurricane once that closes off, and recon does find that. Latest recon mission, as we play this through, they did find hurricane force flight level winds. That's that purple on your screen there. And they're getting ready to fly through the center again. The last pass they found was 987 millibars. So they flew this way. So they started here, then they flew to the southwest through the eye of the storm. And then they flew out on the other side, and then they went this way, and then they made a left turn. They flew east, and then now they're coming back in again into the storm. And we can see hurricane force winds there are in purple. In fact, we are able to take a picture of that. We can see right here. This is the bad thing about an iPad is that due to the hot temperatures that I mentioned in my discussion in my community post, it is 101.9 degrees upstairs. I am not going to be sitting in my chair live streaming this from upstairs. Instead, I'm downstairs in the kitchen doing this live. And what we have here is hurricane force winds, and then near hurricane force winds on the northern side of the circulation. And we can see winds are doing this, and then they come all the way around. So we have a circulation that is in this fashion. So let's kind of take that off, delete screenshot. So that's what we have. And some buoy reports, one buoy specifically out here reported a sustained wind of almost 50 miles an hour. So we are getting tropical storm force winds with this. So this is a latest look from the radar site from Mark Missenbaum at FSU, and we can see Bay City, Texas, Freeport starting to get some of those intense rain bands. To be quite honest, we could also be seeing water spouts with this. So you can see that rain band moving in over Freeport. And as this happens, we could be seeing some intense rainfall rates, potentially 1 to 2 inches an hour. And also in Bay City, we're seeing that that feeder band, or these outflow boundaries, or what we call these banding futures, with the tropical storm moving onshore. And then Port Lavaca starting to get some rain, also wrapping in on the coming in from the northeasterly direction. And then, of course, if you're in Houston right now, we are seeing a few pop-up showers from time to time, but nothing too crazy. Yet. Pasadena, that rings a bell. That's a California city. Why is Pasadena in Houston? Who knows what, right? And then you got Bayton right there, and then Texas City, Galveston, about ready to get some intense rain out of that. Let's go to radar scope. Mind me if I do have a hotel app open. I don't want to close it, because if I do, then I'll lose all the data. So let's go over to that. So to velocity, and we can see velocities here. Yes, I do have Radar Omega, which is great. I love this app a lot. We have hurricane force winds in the lower levels, mid levels of the atmosphere, but at the surface right now, we are getting winds roughly right now at about 40 to 50 miles an hour in Lake Jackson. If you're in Houston, we're getting winds there of about 30 to 40 miles an hour. So if we do take a look, no, not that one. We can't even open anything here because these are all We could probably open this one. Should be fine. Let's see. No, we can't. So, actually, can we? Yeah, we can. So those are the current conditions right now on that camera. By the way, thanks for providing this. This is from Dixon, Texas OEM, which is an emergency manager of some sort. We can see sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusts up to 30 perhaps. Outdoor temperature there is about 81 degrees, so it's pretty humid. Dew point there of 79 degrees. So on the muggier side, if you are there in League City, and there are storm surge warnings that have been issued. So we have storm surge warnings in effect for the next 7 hours. And if we click on this, we can see the potential for winds of 73 miles an hour with the threat of the wind threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. So we're looking at, again, the potential for storm surge impacts here, likely. That's what the storm surge warning actually means. So if you're along the coast here, you're going to really need to take this pretty seriously. And we can see there is the partial formed eyewall on the northern side, and this is getting closer. In Jones Creek, Freeport, that's where we have the heaviest rain. So as we go back and look at the H-Wharf, this is what the H-Wharf is showing us right now. And we can see pretty well analyzed here, maybe a little bit over on the representation of those winds at 81 miles an hour. But if we get closer in or move this forward, by about 2 in the morning or so, we are expecting a landfall near the Houston, Texas area just to the southwest of there. You can see this onshore wind here. This is at around 100 miles an hour. So there is going to be storm surge impacts, the backside of the wind coming around, and some of these estuaries, some of these peninsulas here, north facing, could have storm surge too, because you got that wind pushing the water from north to south, and that helps to increase the storm surge threat in that area. But you can see the wind coming in out of the southerly direction here at around, in this case, about 100 miles an hour, and that's what's going to increase the storm surge threat because of that. Pressures are forecast to be pretty low, 962 millibars if we have our latest model out, and no, we do not. We only have pressures down to 962 on the latest 18Z run. We'll have to wait for our 0Z run to come in soon. But we can see winds on that model are expected to be really strong with rainfall. Supposedly this is showing a more better defined eye, which we are not seeing that quite yet. But if it does develop nicely, we could have a very intense northern eyewall here, which could contain some of the strongest winds and the heaviest rainfall, with rainfall rates potentially between about a couple of inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches an hour at times, as that northern eyewall passes through. And then the rest of Houston, Texas, you can see some of the outer bands moving into there, getting some really intense rainfall as that hurricane moves northward. And then eventually this impacts, say, northern Texas, Louisiana, or portions of Louisiana, actually quite a bit of Louisiana, and then into, say, Arkansas, and then eventually into, say, Missouri and Illinois, where you can get some decent rainfall out of this. So this is going to last for quite a while. Look at this, even impacts going all the way into, say, Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, as that tropical storm moves onshore, or hurricane moves onshore, and then becomes a tropical depression. Therefore, this is a look at the latest NHC forecast. We can see winds right now are at 70 miles an hour, so not far from hurricane force yet again. The good thing about this is nothing like Harvey, where Harvey really intensified at the last day before landfall. This is not going to have as much time to rapidly intensify, but it is expected to strengthen further before making its way onshore, where we do have hurricane warnings in effect. That's this red area, so let me highlight that. So it's this red area that you're looking at that is under that hurricane warning. We have a tropical storm warning to the southwest of that and to the east of that hurricane warning. So you're going to need to take precautions, please, folks, if you are in a hurricane warning or a tropical storm warning. And there it is. X marks the spot. And then by Monday night, it is expected to be in eastern Texas. And then by Tuesday morning, it is expected to be in southwestern Arkansas. And then eventually the rest of the United States into Ohio as early as Wednesday night. Nearly 2 weeks ago, or nearly a week later, where it's at here is where it was when it was just to the south, which is into the northwestern Caribbean. Remember all of that? That was a Category 3-4 hurricane. So taking a look at the chances of tropical storm force winds, this is a look at that. And as we do take a look here, we have a 90 to 100% chance of tropical storm force winds. Actually, 100% if you're in Houston, Texas. If you're in some portions down here in Texas City, you have about 100% chance of tropical storm force winds. And that's already moving onshore as we speak. So your time of getting prepared has ran out. So taking a look now at the key messages on Tropical Storm Beryl. There is a danger of life-threatening storm surge inundation along the coast of Texas from Mesquite Bay to Sabine Pass, including Montagorda Bay and Galveston Bay. Residents in those areas should follow any advice given by local officials and follow evacuation orders. Beryl is forecasted to bring damaging hurricane force winds to portions of the Texas coast early Monday. A hurricane warning is in effect from Mesquite Bay to San Luis Pass. Considerable flash flooding and urban flooding is expected tonight through Monday night as portions of the middle and upper Texas Gulf Coast and eastern Texas get the heaviest rainfall. Minor to isolated major river flooding is also expected with this. Rip currents will cause life-threatening beach conditions through Monday across much of the Gulf Coast. Beachgoers should heed warning flags and the advice of lifeguards and local officials before venturing into the water. So that's what we're expecting here. Storm surge forecast, this is what it's showing. Again, please look at this very carefully. Again, share this live stream with your family and friends on social media, folks. We got to get this out to a lot of people. We only have 160 people watching right now. Let's get this out to a lot of people. We did really good when we tracked this in the Caribbean. Let's see if we can do better than that, because we have to give this warning out to as many people as we can. Mouth of the Rio Grande, 1 to 2 feet of storm surge. Corpus Christi, 1 to 3 feet. If you're in Mesquite Bay, 3 to 5 feet. Port O'Connor, Montagorda, about 4 to 7 feet. Yeah, 7 feet, folks. That's above your heads. Even some of the tallest basketball players, it could be right up to your nose or your eyes. So pretty much, that's pretty deep. That's 1 story tall, roughly, up to your first story ceiling. Galveston Bay, 4 to 6 feet. High Island and Sabine Pass, 3 to 5 feet. And Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge, 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. So this is where we're expecting the highest storm surge based on the latest forecast from most of the modeling, showing us the storm surge impacts there could be pretty serious. I wanted to open up a new tab here, and we're going to, let's do this. Let's go to here, and I have one more app to open. Let's do this. So this is the peak storm surge map, really not illustrating this very well, but it does a good job. So some of these areas in yellow, you can see greater than 3 feet of storm surge above ground. Actually, this is probably, this is probably going to be the best one to use, actually. So we can see storm surge here anywhere between 3 feet above ground. Some of the orange areas at 6 feet above ground. So yeah, that risk for even up to 7 feet of storm surge cannot be ruled out. And look at this, up to 6 feet in some of these other areas. Angelinton, if you're in Tickle Island, or Tick Island, that is, Tiki Island, you have storm surge upwards of 6 feet. Okay, so we're looking at the storm surge being significant there. And if we go up here, we could even see very high storm surge at times over Cove, Willisville as well. And then if we go further to the east here, on the border of Louisiana, we're looking at storm surge all the way, actually, wait, no, that's not, yeah, that's Louisiana there. We're looking at storm surge up to about 3 feet above ground. So, yeah, this, even so it's a low end or high end tropical storm or a category 1 hurricane, storm surge with this one is going to be significant, especially in the eastern side of the system where the onshore breeze is strongest. We're also looking at a lot of heavy rainfall. Take a look at this map. Let's bring up the rain amount key here so you all can see. So you can see areas in red, a foot of rainfall. Look at this. Houston, Texas could get as much as 8 to 12 inches of rainfall as the system moves directly towards Houston, Texas. Man, Houston has not gotten very lucky this year. Severe derecho, remember that whole shenanigans with the damaging wind threat? 80, 90, 100 mile an hour winds? Actually, no, it was 120, I believe. Well, you're going to get something pretty significant, almost equating to that. Wind gusts could be on the order of 90 to 100 miles an hour. This has sustained winds of 100 onshore. You can see wind gusts over 110 plus over Houston, Texas. So more damage there. And then look at this. East of Dallas, Fort Worth, east of Waco, Texas, Fort Smith, we're looking at 3 to 6 inches of rainfall. That's the yellow color on your screen, indicating a lot of rainfall. And not only that, look at this. If you're in Indiana, if you're in Illinois, if you're in St. Louis, you could see as much as 2 to 3 inches of rainfall just alone from Beryl, that track. You can definitely get an idea where that's going to be moving through. Pretty well organized rain band to that rain corridor moving through. And Dallas, Waco only going to get about a half an inch to maybe an inch. So looking at the risk for flooding, there is, this is a flash flood risk, by the way, map from the Weather Prediction Center. Houston, Texas, you are under a moderate risk for heavy rainfall and flooding. Urban flooding, major river flooding, small creeks, streams could flood, street flooding as well. Please do not go to work tomorrow. Please stay home if you all can, because there is impacts expected with this one. Okay, so I just hope you all can get prepared for this if you're not already. Waco, Texas, marginal to slight risk for heavy rainfall. Dallas, Fort Worth, a marginal to slight risk for heavy rainfall. And then look at this, Oklahoma, Fort Smith, all the way into St. Louis. Look at this, to the southeast of Springfield, even getting almost into Indianapolis, there's a slight risk for heavy rainfall over the next 3 days. So yeah, this is definitely a concern for those that are in the path of harm's way with Beryl. This is going to bring a lot of heavy rainfall and problems. So now taking a look here at the latest discussion from the National Hurricane Center, radar and satellite trends suggest that Beryl is becoming better organized tonight. Deep convection has increased near the center, with new convective elements emerging around the northern and southern portions of the circulation. Tail Doppler radar data from the NOAA aircraft suggests that radius of maximum winds have contracted a bit, or contracted, that means compressed. That means the wind field is a little smaller than earlier a bit, and the vortex has become more vertically aligned. However, the eyewall is open to the west, where there is still some evidence of dry air in the circulation. The intensity was raised to 60 knots based on the earlier Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter flight level wind data, 60 knots at 700 millibars, and the most recent aircraft passed through the northeastern quadrant still supports the 60 knot intensity for this advisory. So that's what we are seeing. Winds of about 70, 75 miles an hour are already occurring with this. And if we actually take a look at the latest recon mission, we don't have any data. We have some missing data. If we go and look closely at this, there is a circulation, so the pressure is pretty steady at about 986, 987 millibars. So it hasn't dropped much more. And we can see near hurricane force winds on the northwestern quadrant. So this is trying to get its act together a little bit more based on our latest recon mission. Boy, everyone's going live on this. Crazy. We have 20 people on YouTube that are live on this same storm. So this is what we're seeing. By the way, folks, how's the iPad version? Let me know in chat. Can you guys hear me just fine? Is there any lagging, any glitching, anything unusual? What's up, Mr. Klapu? How are you doing? Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm doing good. The west side is almost there. Yes. The northern eyewall is coming closer, and if we actually play this through, it is still open. You can see some of the drier air, some of the rain evaporating. So this is going to struggle, it looks like, to become a hurricane once it gets closer. It could still become a hurricane in the next 6 hours, but it's going to be brief. It is going to be brief. But this, again, definitely looks to be possibly a hurricane once it gets closer. Well, look at these rain bands moving on shore. Wow. We got a very intense rain band here. In Surfside Beach, Quatana, getting some really heavy rain right now as that rain band moves into Lake Jackson, Treasure Island, West Columbia, Angelton, getting ready to get some heavy rainfall. Thank you so much. I'm glad that the audio is really, really good. By the way, share this live stream with your family and friends on social media. We are going to be live on this for a couple of hours as we track Hurricane Beryl. His Beryl's pretty strong, as we all can see. If we actually take a look at the satellite imagery on Beryl, there it is, and yes, we can use 3D on this. I don't know how to tilt the radar, though, on this. But this is a look at the 3D dimensional of the system, so you can actually see we do have a couple lightning strikes that are occurring to the north where that eyewall is getting ready to come in. Lake Jackson about to get that eyewall within the next 3 to 6 hours, perhaps. That is trying to organize, trying to get better defined. Now, it's not going to get to a Category 2. I don't think that's going to happen at all. This is definitely going to be a tropical storm. It already is a tropical storm, a high-end one, as it gets closer to Galveston. But a Category 1 hurricane is expected at landfall from the National Hurricane Center, but a Category 2 is not expected. But yeah, this is a look at that system. Definitely pretty intense. And looking at radar, there's the circulation. Latest recon data tells a different story even with the missing winds. Dwight Colbert said, I predict 105 at landfall. No, I don't think that's going to happen. It wouldn't matter, by the way, if it's category 2 or 1. It's going to bring in some serious impacts. We've already seen those spreading onshore. Where we do have that heavy rainfall. I predict about 80 miles an hour. For me personally, folks, I predict 80-mile-an-hour winds when it makes its way onshore, when it makes landfall. I'm watching my stream. It is not lagging at all, so that's some good news. Let's see what else we have here. Oh my gosh. Weatherman Plus predicts 111 miles. He predicts a category 3. And we'll see about that. We will see about that. There is some evidence of drier air. You can see the rain right here. You can see this band collapse. So that there's an indication that there is drier air to the northwest of the circulation, and that drier air is getting entrenched. So actually, as we back this out, save the screenshot, we can see, let's actually bring this up and do some, let's actually do this. Let's make a yellow, bright yellow. So we can see that the wind, the drier air, there's offshore flow here, and we got drier air encroaching into the system, okay? And the drier air is making these thunderstorms collapse. There's no sustained updrafts within this. So this is a patch of drier air that is getting in the way of the circulation right now. And that is why we have a partially formed eyewall on the northern side of the system, as you can see there. Not really well. It is pretty organized, but it is nothing that would otherwise speak for a category 5 hurricane, you know, nothing in that ballpark, or a category 2. But it is nevertheless somewhat fairly organized with that eyewall to the north. And that's where you're going to find your strongest winds. In fact, if we take a look at our max winds here, coming in towards the radar, we're getting winds of almost 80 miles an hour, so pretty strong. The recon aircraft, though, there is still some missing data, so we're going to have to wait to see what they find. But right now, it is still a tropical storm. Okay, Laughing Out Loud says it's a category 1 hurricane right now. What are the winds right now? So based on radar estimates, I would say the winds are of about 70 miles an hour, maybe even 75 miles an hour at the moment. So this could be a low-end hurricane, category 1 in the next advisory. Doesn't surprise us, but it's really hard to kind of tell because the eyewall is not closing off. It is still open to the west and to the southwest. We're getting a new scan here to see if that eye... It is trying to wrap all the way around though, but it is having a really hard time doing so. Check the latest NHC update. Them and their updates. Let's see. Oh. Okay, we do have a hurricane. Okay, wow. Okay, we have a hurricane. Never mind. Never mind. We have a hurricane. So a Hurricane Beryl. Beryl becomes a hurricane again. The National Weather Service from Doppler Radar near Houston, Texas, reports from an Air Force Hurricane Reserve Hunter aircraft indicate that Beryl's maximum sustained winds have increased to near 75 miles an hour. Based on these data, Beryl is upgraded to a hurricane. Additional strengthening is expected before landfall on the Texas coast. So we now have a hurricane. Pressure has dropped to 985 millibars. So I declare this is now a hurricane. I did not realize they would do an update like that. Sorry, folks. So I would say then probably about 85 miles an hour now at landfall is possible. Okay. So, yeah, we are talking about right now a hurricane. So hurricane warning is now active at the moment. So that's what we're seeing. So that's the new update. And this is from Bevan that says it is a hurricane. So we got to trust those experts. So we do have a hurricane right now. Hurricane Beryl closing in. And it is possible. So they're using radar data. We even have winds perhaps even 80 miles an hour. Look at that. 80 mile an hour winds. 75 even. Wow. And look at some of these areas of rotation, possible water spouts in there too. So yeah, we're really going to have to see if this actually intensifies even further. Let me actually see if I can change my... Want a good velocity. There we go. That's the one that I was looking for. I like them blue colors, right? So, yeah, we have winds of this blue fetch right here is showing us hurricane force winds. And let's see if that has intensified, if it's strengthening. Not there yet. I did not know you could actually do a screenshot on this. Pretty cool. Where's the storm now? The storm is, let's see, let's use radar. So the storm is here. The exact center is right here. We actually might be getting a little bit more of an eyewall trying to form here. Yeah, right there is where the circulation, the center is. Yep, right here. That's the eye. And that's between these two radar sites. So, yeah, we might be getting an eyewall trying to form here. How dangerous are water spouts? They are pretty dangerous, especially at night. You can't see much at night, so Water spouts at night are really, really dangerous. They're tornadoes, but over water. That's basically what a water spout is. It's a tornado over water. And some of these kinks in here, like this right here. Actually, I did not know I actually have a pin this whole time I could use on here. So there is that area of rotation. That's what we're seeing. So that is a potential water spout. And right in here too, if we actually bring our pin up, this whole complex of storms too also has water spout potential. So yeah, and maybe even a little kink right in there. So the danger about hurricanes like this is they do bring water spouts because we have these convective features that move on shore. Here's one right here. Here's another one right in here. These are moving in this general direction. Oops. Come on. I got to draw a better arrow than that. But that's where these storms are going to be circulating around the center, kind of in this motion. As they move on shore, they're going to bring in not only some very heavy rainfall, enhanced tropical storm force winds, near hurricane force wind gusts, and of course the water spouts, which could locally lead to brief bouts of intense winds. So this is velocity, and what we have here is a pretty good fetch of winds here of 80 miles an hour right now. 76, 78 miles an hour down here. So yeah, winds are definitely increasing. And if we actually draw a line, oops, I don't want that. No, not that. This is what we need. So the radius of maximum, or the center itself, is roughly over here. It's 111 miles to the southwest of Houston. And if this is coming to the north, roughly to the north, so let's measure. Yeah, this is about another 50 miles or so before a landfall, potentially. Yeah, 52 miles. So if it moves at 10 miles an hour or so, it has another 5 or 6 hours before landfall, which is about 3 in the morning my time when this will be moving on shore. What's up, Diana? What's up, Norfolk? How are you? Here's a little more of an enhanced wind fetch here. Even up to 85 miles an hour. So we're seeing some pretty strong winds at that level. So yeah, if you guys are new to the stream, consider liking and subscribing. We have only 86 likes, so if you guys are new to the stream and you're liking the content, even so I'm not upstairs, please support the live stream. I wish I was upstairs, but I'm not going to sit in my chair for 6 hours or 5 hours in 101 degree temperatures. The heat wave back west here has been absolutely horrific. Las Vegas today, by the way, broke an all-time record of 118 degrees. Death Valley broke a monthly all-time record, I believe. I'll have to get the date for that, but it was 130 degrees there today, 130.4 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be 132 degrees there, supposedly. And then on Tuesday could get close to 134. So yeah, the heat here back west has been ridiculous. Just day after day. Yeah, Las Vegas, Death Valley, Redding, Sacramento, Fresno, Bakersfield just been cooking with this heat wave. And worst of all, it's supposed to actually get worse again, potentially on Thursday. We're supposed to have daytime highs again between about 105 to 115 degrees, possibly almost 120 in some areas. So, yeah, we're tracking this live right now. Hurricane Beryl closing in on Texas. We can see what the radar is looking like. For those that are curious, that are members, don't worry, we are going to be doing a members-only live stream flying into a hurricane later this season. Just did not have time to do this go-around with it being very hot. If it was much cooler, we would probably be doing something for members only, but just because it's just too hot here, we're just not able to do that. I don't want to overload my computer because it's already hot to begin with, and just live streaming using graphics can make the computer even hotter, and we don't want to do that, so... Thursday will be the hottest day that you're going to get. Yeah, pretty much, Diana, for everyone across the West. What does Beryl look like? It's going to intensify into probably a stronger hurricane with 185, 190 mile an hour winds, close to 190. We'll see. Has another 6 hours or so, 5 hours left of doing so. So the time, if this hurricane were over here in the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, then it would have much more time to intensify, but the good news is that the drier air has prevented it to get better organized into such a strong hurricane. I meant 90, not 190, sorry. Boy, if it was 190, boy, that would be Dorian intensity. Sorry about that. I meant 90, not 190. Oh my gosh, probably scared out a lot of you there. Maybe somewhere in the atmosphere we could have 190 mile an hour wind gusts, but not at the surface. Yeah, the heat's taking a big toll on me, so that's probably why I'm just not with it today. But I will be live, of course. I'm live now. But, the heat. It's just 1 or 2 days, not a problem. A week and possibly 2 weeks long of these triple-digit temperatures, yeah, it gets annoying after a while. And to make matters worse, actually, if we actually go over and look at our dew point right now, it's dew point 59 degrees, but earlier today and yesterday, it was 78 degrees, the dew point. So, yeah, that's very uncomfortable. We had a heat index of 125 degrees yesterday. Yeah. It really did feel like Texas. It felt like we were in Texas and not in California. David, it's 100 degrees right now. It was 100 degrees today in Pennsylvania. Dark Steve said. Wow, that's hot. That's hot. By the way, Chase, how warm did it get today in Houston? Looks like we're getting mesovortices in this. It looks like it is intensifying. Wow, look at these darker blue colors. Right here, even 87, even 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So, yeah, it's strengthening a little bit more. It only got up to 88. Oh, not bad. Okay. How much more strengthening is possible? Probably another 10 miles an hour, potentially 15-mile-an-hour wind increase. Nope, sunshine, nope. It's getting ready to move on to Texas. Probably a day ahead of schedule. Man, almost 70 degrees there at 10:18 at night, Diana. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yeah, we had a lot of rain-cooled air today. That's nice, Chase. Yeah, today it got up to about 104 here, 105, with a dew point of 75 degrees. It was just, it was disgusting. It was disgusting today. Florida got slammed last year in Sanibel Island. Yeah, with Adalia. Yeah, we're trying to get something closing off here. We'll see if that actually happens. $80 degrees for your area at night, Dark Steve. Wow. Man, that is warm. You want to know how warm it's going to be at night in Death Valley? Anyone want to guess? Anyone want to guess without looking at your app for Death Valley? Don't look at your app. Don't cheat. How cool do you think it will get at night in Death Valley while we're tracking this hurricane? Nope, the overnight low will be between about 101 to 107 at night. That's the low. Between 101 and 107. Yeah, doesn't get out of the triple digits for more than 2 or 3 days. That's ridiculous. What's up, Lori Martin? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, M&M Chocolate. I want to eat you. M&Ms. No, I'm just kidding. We have an M&M viewer in the live stream right now in the chat. We're starting to get an eyewall trying to develop, I think. I don't know if I'm seeing things or what. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Think we're starting to get something. Here's some of the eyewall right here, but if you look closely, we're starting to get a completeness. Barely there, but it is there. So that is going to be a big eye, and multiple vortices within that eye, I think. Yeah, it is insane. I do agree. For reference, I know we're going off topic here really quickly, but this is what it's showing. If we go to the National Weather Service and go over to Death Valley National Park, go right there. We're close. I'm putting about 98, 99 because the National Weather Service is a bit generous, but we're going with about 130, 132 degrees with overnight low of 101 to 107. Yeah, pretty stinking hot. Actually, Badwater Basin usually could be the hottest. There it is. Yep, 130 during the day. Woo! Yeah, 130 degrees. That's only 4 degrees shy of the world record, too. So, yeah. Yeah, that 98, I don't think it's going to get down to 90. I think it's going to be a little warmer than that. Because due to ground temperatures being really hot from during the day, I think it's going to stay about 100 at night. It is 103 degrees in Arizona right now. Jeez, that is warm. That is hot, hot, hot. See if our velocities have increased a little bit. Oh, yeah, they have. Wow, this is intensifying a little bit more. We're up to 92. There's even a pixel of 114 miles an hour velocities here. A solid area of 90 to 100 miles an hour. Definitely some notable strengthening. David, I moved all my patio furniture inside. That's good, buddy. Yeah, there's some strengthening happening right out in here. When's the next recon mission? Let's take a look. They're in progress right now. Oh yeah, pressure did drop. Okay, so it's still moving to the northwest. Strangely enough. So pressure did drop 2 millibars from their previous pass. And now they're going in for another pass. Yeah, John Curtis says it's definitely not weakening. I do agree with you on that, buddy. So, yeah. But that's one intense rain band moving onshore right now. If we look at the storm total precipitation, we look at some of these areas already gotten 4 inches or 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. El Campo, in Texas, almost 5 inches of rainfall. It's a lot of water. I'll tell you, that's a lot of rainfall. Skinny Bean 66 says, what time is landfall? So landfall is not going to be until about 4 or 5 in the morning, is what I'm predicting right now. And right now, it's going to be moving just to the southwest of Houston. So it's expected to make landfall somewhere in here is where we think it's going to make landfall. So if you're in this window, you can see the heaviest rain and the strongest winds. Or you will likely see the strongest winds and the heaviest rainfall. By the way, if you all want to participate in the Discord server, this is the invite link. If you guys are all interested in joining it, I don't know if the invite link works anymore. So, hopefully it does, so you all can join it. But yeah, that's where the eye is. That's where the circulation is. It's coming closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. It looks like it has jumped a little bit. It's moving a little faster than what was that it was previously. So we're waiting for new airplane to fly in there, though. A new pass to see if the pressure did drop. Is it windy in northwestern Houston? So in northwestern Houston, it's not very windy at all. You're getting wind gusts probably up to about 14 to 15 miles an hour. What's up, Chris Cora? How are you? It definitely looks like it's trying to organize a little bit more. See how the radar evolves. It looks like we're trying to get an eyewall. A more compact eyewall. Trying to form. Very hard to see, though, if that is actually happening. It's trying to do something, though. Definitely showing more organization, though. Especially on the east side. Oh, yep, they're about to get in the circulation really soon. Really soon. So I'll give you that data once they do. Yeah, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, folks, if you guys are new. And you want to have the Discord invite link. I don't know if this works or not. Let me go, because I'm on the iPad right now. It's a little different. If it doesn't work, let me know, please. That's the Discord link right there if you guys want to be part of the server. The more members we get, though, the more active it's going to be, and that way I can interact with you all, too. I've not been on Discord in a little bit, though, but I will try to be on there a lot more often. Again, it's been really hot in my room, so it's been hard to do that. But I'm gonna work harder at making that possible. Looks like our link is working. Good job. People are joining like crazy, so the link is working. That's important. It's what I had a fear of, that the link was not working. So, yeah. So this is a look. If you guys are in Houston, Sugar Land, Pearland, Texas City, Jackson, or Lake Jackson, boy, Jackson is getting hit pretty good with a very intense rain band from the tropical storm. And if we go to velocity right now, we do have a few areas of rotating storms. If we actually kind of use our pin here, area of rotation there, a little area of rotation there, and another area there, and another area right there. So we have 4 areas of weak rotation, and these are moving towards this way. This is where they're moving. So we got 4 areas of spin, little vortexes, and definitely getting some intensification with the wind field here. We're in the mid 80s now. We got a little splotch of purple starting to show up. So we are in the 90s over here from the radar. Now that's pretty high up, but I'm just showing you all that. There is some strengthening occurring with Beryl. And compared to earlier, it was a little weaker. You can see how the greens are starting to fill in a little bit more. And in the most recent, you can see that green moving a little bit, getting a little bit brighter near the coast there of Lake Jackson. So that's an indication that we are beginning to see strengthening, and it does look like an eyewall is beginning to form here. So what we might be having, what we might have is a more compact core trying to form. And if we play this through, you can see that how that all evolves. Watch this. Watch this. This might be another vortex or something, but that's one intense area of spin. Oh, you've been needing to join the Discord, Chase? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're in now. I saw that you joined. And I'll welcome the people that did join the server. So, AlphaNut, welcome. Jimmy WX12, welcome. CV1000, or whatever number that is. Solo I just joined the server. Welcome. Said Vald1, welcome. I'm guessing that's you, Chase, that joined the server. Welcome. And Hurricane Phenom, welcome to the server. I'm going to try to be more active on Discord, though. I'll be honest. Lot going on. I always stop by and say hi and no one answers back, so that's probably one of the reasons. If I say hi, you say hi back, right? I want to plan some fun nights ahead on the Discord server. I really want to do some planning. Just haven't gotten the time to do that, so yeah. Maybe Chase could help me do some events for the Discord server. How about that, Chase? What's up, Christopher Harbor? So what we have right now, if you guys are just tuning in, Hurricane Beryl nearing the coast here of Bay City, Lake Jackson. If you are in Texas City, Galveston, south of Houston, there's a very intense rain band that's getting closer. Look at this. Once it starts raining, it's going to rain for a while. But look at that. Lake Jackson really getting hit right now with some heavy rainfall. Really heavy rain. And actually, let me see if I can look for live cameras. Live Texas cameras. See if we can get some cameras. See if this works. This is South Padre Island. No, that's not going to work. Okay, I did not need to verify, okay. I don't know why it's asking me to verify. Galveston Island, Con Brown Harbor. Looks like that seems to be a good one. Let's see. And this look at Con Harbor right now. And this camera is brought from Arness Pass Harbor Park. Let's see what channel this is. Doesn't give me the channel name. Oh yeah, that's the channel name right there. Well, you can see the conditions there. This is Con Brown Harbor. Let me look at where that is. That's kind of dumb. They don't have the search thing here where you can search for this city. That's kind of dumb. Okay, can you guys hear me now? 1, 2 test. Audio test, 1, 2 test. Alright, yeah, messing with the widgets. Probably my iPad is not liking that. So, I was trying to get a camera to work. Trying to find a camera. Good, you guys heard me. Yay, you guys are hearing me. Yay. What's up, Caden? Sorry about that, everybody. There was an issue. When I tried to switch one of the tabs, I guess it was like, you're not gonna. My iPad is set up very securely, so if I do anything unusual, it will stop the stream automatically. That's probably what it was. I don't know why it's detecting that. Stupid little computeric device wants to do that. So I do apologize by that. But we are back. We are back live on Hurricane Beryl as it gets closer. But I checked out the location. It's not the right location for the live camera that we got. So sorry about that. See if we can get the center again. The pressure has come down a little bit more. We're down to 984 millibars. We're down to 984 millibars. Refresh the stream. So pressure has come down a little bit. We'll wait to see what their plane finds on the other side, but they have not found a very inner core structure on the northeastern side yet. We'll see if that changes, but I'm not seeing anything like that. But the radar otherwise does show some intense winds on that side. Oh yeah, definitely some intensification going on. Oh yeah. Says I ended it again. Can anybody hear me? 1, 2, test. People are saying they cannot hear me.